Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves gently lapping at your feet, and you realize that each wave represents a day in your life, coming and going, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. But what if, as you look back, you see footprints in the sand that lead nowhere meaningful? It's a thought that can catch us off guard, isn't it? Especially as we enter our 50s, 60s, and beyond, when time feels both precious and fleeting. We've lived through so much. Careers built, families raised, joy celebrated, and challenges overcome. Yet, there are lessons that, if we learn them now, can transform the rest of our journey into something truly fulfilling. Today, I want to share with you 8 essential lessons to learn before it's too late. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're drawn from real lives, including my own reflections and those of people I've known. They're meant to touch your heart, spark your mind, and inspire action. So, settle in, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's explore these together. By the end, I hope you'll feel empowered to make small shifts that lead to big changes. Lesson 1. Embrace change before it forces you. Change often arrives uninvited, like a sudden rainstorm on a sunny day, and for many of us in our later years, it can feel overwhelming. We've built comfortable routines, familiar paths that give us security. But here's the truth. Resisting change doesn't stop it. It only makes a transition harder. Embracing it, however, opens up new horizons you never imagined. Let me tell you about Susan, a 55-year-old high school teacher from a small town in Ohio. For decades, she thrived in her classroom, surrounded by chalkboards and eager students. When the pandemic hit and her school shifted to online learning, Susan panicked. "I'm too old for this technology," she thought. She clung to her old lesson plans, refusing to adapt, and her classes suffered. But one evening, after a particularly frustrating day, her daughter sat her down and showed her a simple video conferencing tool. Reluctantly, Susan tried it. To her surprise, she connected with students in ways she hadn't before, sharing screens for interactive quizzes, recording lessons for absent kids, even hosting virtual guest speakers from around the world. That one step led her to create online workshops for teachers her age, turning her fear into a new passion. Now, at 60, she travels occasionally to speak at conferences, feeling more alive than ever. Susan's story shows us that change isn't about abandoning the past. It's about weaving it into something new. So ask yourself, what change in your life have you been avoiding? Maybe it's learning a new skill, like using a smartphone app, or adjusting to retirement. Start small. Dedicate just 10 minutes a day to exploring it. You'll find that embracing change doesn't diminish you. It expands you, bringing fresh energy and opportunities into your world. Lesson 2. Forgive to free your heart. Carrying grudges is like holding on to a hot coal. It burns you more than anyone else. As we age, unresolved hurts can weigh us down, stealing our peace and clouding our days. Forgiveness, though, is the key that unlocks that burden, allowing us to move forward with a lighter heart. Consider Robert, a 60-year-old retired mechanic from the UK. He and his brother hadn't spoken in over a decade after a bitter argument over their parents' estate. Robert felt justified in his anger, replaying the betrayal in his mind during quiet evenings. But as years passed, loneliness crept in. One Christmas, prompted by a heartfelt conversation with his wife, Robert picked up the phone. His brother answered, voice trembling, revealing he'd been diagnosed with cancer. They met, tears flowed, apologies were exchanged, and the month that followed, they rebuilt their bond. Robert was there for his brother's treatments, sharing stories from their childhood, laughing over old photos. When his brother passed, Robert grieved, but without regret. He'd chosen forgiveness, turning pain into precious memories. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past or condone wrongs. It simply releases you from being chained to them. It's a gift you give yourself. Think about someone who's hurt you, a family member, an old friend, perhaps even yourself. What would it feel like to let go? Start with a small act. Write a letter, you don't have to send it, or say a quiet prayer. Over time, you'll feel your heart open up, making room for more joy and connection. Lesson 3. Prioritize your health today. Our bodies are remarkable vessels that carry us through life, but they need care, especially as the years add up. Ignoring subtle signs can lead to bigger issues down the road, while simple daily choices can keep us vibrant and independent. Health isn't about drastic overhauls. It's about consistent, gentle nurturing. Meet Margaret, a 58-year-old accountant from Sydney, Australia. For years, she dismissed her constant fatigue as just getting older, powering through long hours at her desk with coffee and quick snacks. Headaches came and went, but she brushed them off. It wasn't until a close friend, noticing her pallor, insisted on a doctor's visit that Margaret discovered she had low iron levels, a treatable condition that, left unchecked, could have led to more serious problems. With her doctor's guidance, she started incorporating iron-rich foods like spinach and nuts into her meals, added a daily 20-minute walk in the park, and made time for restful sleep. Within months, her energy soared. She felt sharper at work and even took up gardening, something she'd always loved but never had the stamina for. Now, at 65, Margaret runs a small community group for seniors, sharing tips on balanced living. Her story reminds us that health is our greatest asset. Listen to your body. Those aches or tiredness might be whispers for attention. Begin with one change. Perhaps swap a sugary treat for fresh fruit or schedule that overdue checkup. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential, so you can be there for the people and passions that matter most. Lesson 4. Cherish relationships over things. In the grand tapestry of life, it's the threads of connection that create the most beautiful patterns, not the material possessions we accumulate. As we grow older, we realize that things gather dust, but relationships nurture our souls. Prioritizing people over stuff brings depth and warmth to our days. Let's look at John, a 62-year-old widower from California. John had climbed the corporate ladder, amassing a nice house, cars, and gadgets, but his marriage suffered from long work hours. After his wife passed unexpectedly from a heart condition, he was left surrounded by belongings that echoed emptiness. Regret hit hard. He wished he'd spent more evenings walking hand in hand with her, sharing dreams over dinner, or simply listening to her stories. Motivated by this, John reached out to his grown children, starting weekly family dinners. At first awkward, these gatherings evolved into laughter-filled evenings with games, shared meals, and heartfelt talks. He downsized his home, donating items that no longer serve him, and focused on creating memories, like a road trip with his grandkids. Today, John's life is richer in ways money can't buy. His experience teaches us to invest in bonds that last. Take inventory. Who in your circle needs your time? A phone call to a sibling, a coffee date with a friend, or quality moments with your partner. Let go of clutter that distracts you and embrace the simple joy of being present. Relationships are the true treasures that light up our later years. Lesson 5. Let go of perfection. The pursuit of perfection can be a silent thief, robbing us of progress and pleasure. It keeps us stuck, waiting for ideal conditions that rarely come. Instead, embracing good enough frees us to act, learn, and enjoy the process. This lesson is crucial as we age, when time feels more limited. Picture Linda, a 57-year-old amateur artist from London. She'd always dreamed of painting landscapes, but her canvases piled up unfinished because nothing met her impossibly high standards. "It's not quite right," she'd say, tweaking endlessly. Years slipped by, her talent hidden away. Then, inspired by a community art class, she decided to submit a piece to a local exhibit, flaws and all. To her astonishment, visitors connected with an authentic emotion. One even bought it. That validation sparked a series of shows, and Linda learned that imperfection adds character. Now, she paints freely, teaching others that starting imperfectly is better than not starting. Letting go of perfection means giving yourself permission to try, fail, and grow. What project or dream have you shelved because it's not perfect? A garden, a memoir, a new recipe? Begin today with small, forgiving steps. Celebrate progress over polish, and watch how your world expands with newfound freedom and creativity. Lesson 6. Invest in learning always. The mind, like a garden, flourishes when tended regularly. No matter our age, curiosity keeps us young, engaged, and purposeful. Learning new things isn't just for the young. It's a lifelong adventure that enriches every stage. George, a 65-year-old retiree from Melbourne, felt adrift after leaving his engineering job. Days blurred into routine. TV, newspapers, occasional golf. Boredom set in until his neighbor invited him to a book club focused on history. Skeptical at first, George dove into a biography of Winston Churchill. It ignited a spark. He began researching local history, then writing short articles for a community newsletter. Encouraged, he self-published a memoir about his family's immigration story, sharing it with grandchildren who hung on every word. Learning revived his sense of wonder and connected him to others. Whether the language app, a cooking class, or online lectures, commit to feeding your mind what intrigues you. Dedicate time each week, maybe 15 minutes daily. You'll discover that learning doesn't just add knowledge. It adds vitality, helping you navigate life's twists with fresh perspectives. Lesson 7. Live your values every day. Our values are the quiet guides that shape our choices, yet it's easy to drift from them amid life's busyness. Realigning with what truly matters brings clarity and fulfillment, especially in our mature years when reflection deepens. Emma, a 59-year-old nurse from Texas, dedicated her career to helping others but felt a void. She valued creativity, painting and writing in her youth, but her demanding job left no room. Burnout loomed until she volunteered at a children's hospital, leading art therapy sessions. Blending her nursing skills with creativity, she found joy in watching kids express themselves through colors and stories. This alignment revitalized her, leading to a part-time role in therapeutic arts. Living your values means daily choices that honor them, kindness in interactions, integrity in decisions. Reflect. What are your core values? Family, adventure, service? Make one action today that embodies them, like a random act of kindness or pursuing a forgotten hobby. Consistency builds a life of authenticity and peace. Lesson 8. Leave a legacy of kindness. In the end, what we leave behind isn't measured in wealth or achievements, but in the hearts we've touched. A legacy of kindness creates ripples that extend far beyond us, offering purpose in our later chapters. Tom, a 70-year-old veteran from New York, struggled with isolation after military service. Memories of comrades lost weighed heavy. Then he started writing anonymous encouragement notes to young soldiers at a local base, sharing wisdom from his experiences. Word spread. Soldiers replied, saying his words gave them hope during deployments. Tom expanded to mentoring programs, his kindness becoming a beacon. It healed his own wounds while inspiring others. Kindness is simple. A smile, a listening ear, a helpful deed. What act can you do today? Volunteer, compliment someone, or forgive a slight. Your legacy starts now, weaving warmth into the world. Now pause with me. Let these lessons settle in your heart like gentle rain on parched soil. Which one speaks to you most deeply? Perhaps embracing change, or cherishing those dear to you. Life's beauty lies in our ability to grow, connect, and reflect, no matter our age. You have the power to shape your story from this moment forward. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share what resonated or a lesson from your own life. It could inspire someone else. If this touched you, please like the video, subscribe for more wisdom like this, and share with a friend or family member. Together, we build a community of growth and kindness. Thank you for joining me. Here's to living fully, with open hearts and no regrets.